Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. We got some more information on what transpired Thursday that came out Friday regarding the ATF and the Polymer 80 buy, build, shoot kits. Before we jump into it, I want to apologize. You got to see an unedited video yesterday that I had uploaded on accident. I'm using my phone when I shoot mobile, so trying to select. If you've ever edited on your phone, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, yeah, you were lucky. But yeah, I'm human. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. So the ATF, we know that they raided Polymer 80, and it is apparent now that they went to a few other places as well. Midway, Brownells, they got visits, and the ATF are specifically saying now that the buy, build, shoot kits are going to be or need to be looked at on a case-by-case basis because they now consider them to be firearms. Why? Because in their words, that kit has all the parts necessary to just assemble a firearm, so they're going to treat it as such. Now I'll have a link to two articles down below. One will be from AmmoLand and John Crump, where he got some internal ATF documents, and the other one will be from the Firearms blog, where the ATF actually went to an end user, an end purchaser's home, went to a house and seized a P80 buy, build, shoot kit. So one thing that came out that was of interest, well, one of the things that came out of interest in John Crump's article was a quote from the ATF saying that federal courts have repeatedly held that the Gun Control Act's firearms definition applies to a collection of unassembled firearms parts, including firearms parts kits. Yeah, I don't know that to be true. I could be wrong, but I don't know that to be true. What I do know is true, and I'll have links above to the videos I've done covering it, is that Joe Biden's staff have met with ATF current leadership, and they have ATF told Joe that their two priorities going forward are, in their words, ghost guns, meaning 80% lowers, and pistol braces. And what has the ATF pretty much gone after the last 60 days, 90 days? Pistol braces, Q, SB Tactical, and now P80 with 80% lowers. So according to AmmoLand and John Crump's article, if an inspector goes into an establishment, an FFL, and sees one of these kits from P80, they're under orders to call an area supervisor so they can arrange to send in a field agent. The FFL is then ordered not to transfer or dispose of that kit or those kits, and will then be asked to surrender those to the ATF. That's if an inspector sees them. Now, if a special agent happens to be out and about and sees one, they then at that time will decide whether it's appropriate or not to launch an investigation into that kit, a criminal investigation for something that is not a gun. So the ATF is leaning on the fact that these kits, even though it's an 80% lower, these kits are guns, and by P80 selling them, they're not selling as an FFL, so they're not getting the taxes for that. Also, by them selling them across state lines, shipping a gun across state lines, they're not guns. And then also not doing NICS background checks or 4473s for the kits as well. So like I said, Brownells did get a visit from the ATF as well. Brownells made a quick statement yesterday, and it was a quick visit by the ATF because Brownells doesn't, nor have they sold those kits, although they do sell other Polymer 80 products. So it appears as though in the locations that the ATF visited, they're after customer records. It's a way for them to build a database of who has purchased these build kits because they've seen a couple crimes where criminals have them. So in their mind, that gives them the okay to go raid places and create a registry. And also, according to John Crump, this whole fiasco has originated at the ATF's Los Angeles field office. Now, what does the ATF want with these customer names other than a registry of who done it or who could have done it? Well, we'll have to go over to the article from the Firearms blog to see just that. One of their readers reached out to them and said, hey, the ATF came to my house today and told me if I didn't give them the P80 buy, build, shoot kit that I have, that they would return with a search warrant and raid my house. And that reader did furnish a property receipt form from the ATF, so it does look legit. His name and obviously information has been blacked out and has been redacted, but you can see from the picture here that it was December 10th, and according to the reader, it was about 1 p.m. when the ATF said hi. So now we know what the ATF has done. They have basically reinterpreted their mishmash of determinations to say that this kit is a firearm. Now, it's going to take a judge to actually decide that. The ATF, for some reason, thinks that they can do this. Just decide, this watch is now a machine gun. And that's the concerning part, because now they've already changed the definition without Congress of what a machine gun is, right? We have a slidey piece of plastic that is a machine gun. Yet if you have that slidey piece of plastic in and of itself, it doesn't even chamber around, never mind fire around. And then they've also changed the definition here of a big 80% chunk of plastic that just happens to be surrounded by a couple of parts. Now that's a firearm as well. Now, it seems as though they're concerned because all the parts are in this one kit. Because you can still buy an 80% lower, and say you're buying at a store that sells this stuff. You buy an 80% lower, you buy a barrel, you buy a slide and recoil assembly and a trigger and a magazine. And then maybe you're lucky enough they even have the drill bits and a jig in stock. You can buy all that stuff separately. It's not in the same box. But if it's in the same bag, are you now illegally purchasing and transporting firearms? You see how this is going, guys and gals. They just keep pushing and keep pushing. I don't like where this is going. It's very concerning that the ATF is now harassing establishments for customer records. The ATF doesn't regulate accessories, but Papa Joe, who has empowered them, wants all that stuff off the table. So let's see what else comes out today. I have a feeling more information is coming out of this, and I'll try my best to bring it to you, and I'll try to make sure I hit the right little icon to upload the right video here. But I hope that you find this information of value. Thank you for your time. It means so much to me to have you all join this channel and watch the stuff on a regular basis and consume the content, so thank you. You are the reason I continue to do it. Thank you to the viewers who constantly send me information when stuff breaks. You're a huge help, and let's continue this as long as we can, right? Guys and gals, if you're looking for news on the Second Amendment, and it's happening every couple hours here the last few days, but this is where you'll find us, so please consider subscribing to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. Until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon. I'll see you on the next one, and who knows, it might be in a couple hours. Take care, everybody.